Welcome back to Gatekeeper Media's coverage of the 2023 Lundbyparken Open presented by Clash Discs. This is event number 2 of the Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Andrew Fish, joined here by Max Regitnig.
How's it going, guys?
Very excited to watch another round on this beautiful course at Lundbyparken, just outside of Stockholm.
Yeah, we got some big names coming in from the US, and we also have some young blood coming in here. A couple of juniors that are coming into their own now. Dennis Augustsson in the lead with 8 down on front first round, so that's pretty hot. And Henrik Jakobsson and Elias Gripler tied with -7. Henrik, ultimate frisbee background, local, surely has played this course a few times, and Elias Gripler, young gun coming out of Sweden, definitely plays some big events in Europe, and we'll surely see his name quite often here. We start off hole 1, 109 meters, a little uphill towards the end. OB long, the couple guys found yesterday, so we'll see if these guys can correct off of that.
And Dennis playing pretty quickly. You see the left-handed release. Henrik Jakobsson, his head nearly hitting the top of the shed.
Yeah, Henrik is definitely on the taller side. Definitely helps in ultimate frisbee, and surely some long levers to get some distance here.
And Elias kind of just throwing hyzer at this basket. We've seen mostly turnover type shots.
Yeah, Elias has got some power. He's still young, trying to learn to hone it in when he needs to, but he definitely has the capability of throwing some long shots, so I'm definitely expecting some big shots out of him. Mm-hmm. And Eric putting it nice and close today.
We saw Eric in that round 1 coverage come up a little bit short. Today, disking up.
Yeah, it looks pretty calm out there. Dennis, definitely known for his putting. He's automatic from essentially circle 2 and in, so I'm sure he's a little disappointed putting that one into the cage. But yeah, first hole, lead card, Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour. I don't know if he did play Skåne last time, but yeah, he's leader in the clubhouse today, and so yeah, a little extra pressure.
Sure. For a young player, what's it like to have that overnight lead, maybe for the first time in an event of this caliber? Yeah,
pretty big. Dennis has essentially just started playing MPO. I want to say last year or 2 years ago.
Sure.
So he's pretty new to playing a full field of guys that are twice his age and have a lot more experience. So yeah, good to see.
Hole 2, 96 meters. Going to be a wooded fairway. Expect that to be a theme here at Lundbyparken. An initial straight shot, and then you'd like to finish and get some kind of skip in the fairway, not on the rocks. Elias, after his nice birdie on hole 1, is going to lead us off.
Yeah, didn't see that finish. There's a couple big rocks at the end that you kind of have to hope to just sneak around. So Eric looks like he got a little caught up as well. And Dennis showing the forehand.
Able to push it a little straighter initially, but still not quite the distance. Perhaps in circle 2 with an obstructed look. And Henrik has pulled that pretty far right, although does leave him with a straight standstill mid-range. And a great recovery.
Nice action off the rocks. Got a little lucky there not to skip too far, but yeah, nice touch with the standstill scramble.
Oakley also with a scramble shot. Gets himself for a par save opportunity.
Nice little floater from Elias. It looked like he kind of wanted to give that a little bit of a run. Dennis all over the basket again, but unfortunately not in the chains.
I see what you mean already about his putting stroke, like very efficient nose down spin.
Very clean, rarely any wobble. Just get kind of, I want to liken it to Calvin Heimberg.
Sure.
Gets that really flat release with just perfect spin on it that is not wobbling anytime, and probably pretty efficient in the wind. Mm-hmm. But yeah, once he's on, he's pretty unstoppable with the putter. Hole 3, got our first par 5 here. Definitely swinging left and right, dogleg right to start. 219 meters, so we're definitely piecing this together with some placement shots rather than some big drives. And then probably second and third shot, kind of dogleg left. And yeah, still in the woods here. I want to say at least one Mando here to take away some of the big over-the-top shots. But yeah, essentially first shot, just kind of a chip around the corner. Might be able to turn one over with a backhand to bite off a little more distance, but a couple of forehands here from Elias and Eric.
If this finishes back in the fairway, it is far. However, we saw yesterday players kind of cutting off their own angles by being too aggressive on their first or second shots.
Yeah, typically par fives you can kind of just gain a lot of distance without having to worry about where you're ending up, but this fairway definitely forces you to pick your landing zones and really set up the next shot.
A couple of gorgeous turnover shots, one from Dennis's lefty forehand and Henrik's righty backhand.
Yeah, that looked center cut, perfect lie.
And Elias parking the short. That does leave him a pretty reasonable approach in. Maybe 80 to 90 meters straight.
Yeah, Dennis getting around the corner there. Yeah, we saw some guys even having just to like pitch it around corners, not have to go for too much, just to really make sure they have the angle for the final approach shot to the basket. A little high release forehand from Henrik. Looks like he set himself up fine for the last approach.
And wow, this is a pretty high-tech shot.
Yeah.
From Elias to be able to throw the forehand flat and let it flip.
Elias, I want to say he still has some like coming into his own. He has all the shots and sometimes maybe just goes for the flashy shot a little too often. But definitely showing some technicality there. Looks like he got somewhat of a look, maybe navigating those trees late, but yeah, I mean, birdie putt, circle's edge, maybe 10, 12 meters.
And I believe everybody's going to be set up here for birdie putts. A lot better play from this lead card than yesterday's feature card. Maybe schooling up a little bit on how to play it.
Yeah, I mean, they're 8, 7, and I think, yeah, Elias and Oakley were 7 and 6 respectively to begin the day, but yeah, they're showing why they're on the lead card. Elias connecting with that. I'm a little bit outside, maybe, yeah, 11, 12 meters. Nice stroke from him, picking up the birdie.
And Eric the same, kind of a funny lie.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Dennis just had that nice birdie look, but coming up a little short.
Check out the whole lineup at clashdisc.com.
Hole 4, a par 4 at 153 meters. We saw the up the middle route and we saw the left side forehand route in round 1. It's essentially a placement shot. If you try to get too greedy, you're liable to end up too pinched on the corner. And then a pretty cluttered green requiring a very specific approach lane.
Elias looking like he wants to get around the corner and even, yeah, bite off quite a bit there, but looked relatively clean. Should have a short enough approach that he doesn't have to worry too much about being a little off the fairway, but Eric also relatively clean.
Let's go, bro.
Very nice low line from Henrik. That should set him up very nicely.
Love it.
Nice turnover line from Dennis. Unlucky just lining up that rock. Definitely something to take into account on this course. A lot of stones in the fairway, some stumps, but maybe more trying to air it to your landing zone rather than expecting that ground play.
Oakley does get huge ground play and skips potentially to a very obstructed lie. Good approach. Should be easy work for the birdie.
I want to say that was Dennis's patented star crow that he loves to forehand approach with.
Interesting. Don't see a lot of crows and don't see a lot of crow forehands.
Yeah, definitely more touch approach discs. Maybe not pulling it out in the wind, but I think he got picked up by Innova over this past off season, so I'm sure he's happy about sticking with that, being able to throw that crow. Eric coming up a little short on that birdie bid. Elias able to pick up another birdie, moves him to 10 down, and a leader on the card. 3 through 4 is a pretty good start here.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing some of the holes that are middle of the pack at this point. You know you got some scoring opportunities down the stretch.
And Dennis with drink in hand, bag on shoulder, birdie, no problem.
Real casual.
Hole 5, 85-meter par 3. Definitely tight with these birch trees. Kind of pick your poison as well. I saw last round a couple turnovers, a couple forehands, so just manage your way through these trees. A little bit right finishing towards the green. I think we saw some pretty aggressive flex lines as well from Yusuf and even Oscar, I think. There's that late window to the green that is kind of hard to access.
Oakley nearly does it, but even that, if allowed to fly, was going to finish pretty far right. All 4 of our card going forehand, and nobody looking directly at the basket.
Yeah. Seems like a tough one. I mean, 85 meters, not the longest hole, but definitely technical. Not much space in the fairway to move left and right.
Yeah, this was the 12th hardest hole. It did average under par, but not by a whole lot. I think without a ton of OB, but challenging ways to get the birdie.
Yeah, maybe not taking any big numbers, but that birdie may be a little elusive for our field. Nice looking bid from Eric. I think that was the closest birdie look for the card.
Yeah, I believe everyone's going to have to settle for par here, but altogether, that's not bad. Everybody at this point is under par, and although with slightly calmer conditions today, everybody knows what a good score looks like on the course now. You can kind of play that in your head. Hole 6, 111 meters. Another tunnel shot from the open, punching in, and then a leftward finish. Relatively flat green, playing with a little bit of right to left crosswind. That's going to pick this shot up as well. But does get full flight.
Yeah, putting for birdie. Yeah, we saw Yusuf Betty skip it in on this one, round 1.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch. It's a very well thrown shot that gets a great result too.
Yeah, definitely kickstarted his round. Didn't quite make it onto the lead card, but I think he might be on the chase or third card, so wouldn't be surprised to see him on some final round coverage. But Oakley, unfortunately, getting caught up early.
Priority number 1 is hit the gap, and then worry about your ground play later.
And it's like a series of gaps. It seems like there's like 2 or 3 layers of guardian trees that you have to just funnel all the way through to get to the basket.
And I like that on a disc golf hole. I like it when you're not just hit one gap and you're home free. I like having to control your flight the whole way. A great run by Dennis. But chains out left side. That would have been a good pickup for his round.
Yeah, that was probably circle 3. I mean, he's feeling it, getting a lot of metal, but unfortunately not connecting. I mean, 1 down for the round. Still a lot of time to pick back up, but would like to see a couple of those fall. A little right side. I wouldn't say 100% spit out or spit through, but that one also could have stuck. Probably a 50-50 putt.
Yeah, it's certainly one you take less personally when it's for birdie rather than par.
Join the Paul Macbeth Foundation's Builders Club to help bring sustainable disc golf experiences to people and communities around the world. Your donation will go directly to making a difference. Together we can make a big impact, one small donation at a time.
Hole 7, short 75-meter par 3. Some tight, basically the first 8 or 9 holes we're navigating these tight woods, some tight fairways, probably mid-range or a putter. I think we had some straight to fades on our first round coverage. Elias coming up a little short, but again, 75 meters should have at least some kind of look at it.
Well-managed mid-range forehand for Dennis.
I want to say that was the crow again. Gonna have a nice putt for birdie. A little early release from Henrik.
From there, we'll have a chance to par still with a layup. And Oakley to the backhand. I don't love that. Didn't really have it breaking over. I think with the out of bounds on the right and the slope, you'd like to be throwing something that finishes left. Play with a little stability.
Maybe the body just not allowing you to flirt with that OB. Even though you're telling yourself you have that room on the right, just throw something that fades left. But yeah, maybe just unconsciously leaving that a little early.
And easy money for Dennis.
Yeah, Elias unfortunately missing a little short one. Would like to have that one back, but still 3 down. Him and Dennis even at 10 down for the round, or for the tournament so far, and leaders so far.
Hole 8, 113 meters as a par 3. Once again, some stacked gaps to work with. You throw this one and then need to break to the right. After that, relatively flat green with a few scattered trees around it. I think the distance of this hole is going to put players between a fairway and a distance driver, and that can be a challenge in the woods because you're either throwing too hard or not hard enough for the disc to fly the way you'd like it to.
Yeah, it looks like the fairway might break a little downhill towards the end. Tough to say if it's just kind of net zero, but I could see Elias going mid-range, but maybe going fairway, FD. Discmania sponsored player.
And pulls it right, does drop down. Henrik with the hyzer release and starting to drift, but not taking a pure gap. Will have a long look, I think.
Looked like it wanted to break right. I'm not sure if there's a little bit of wind coming through these trees, but still probably circle 2 look from Henrik. Eric didn't look like he liked it at all. Maybe got a little lucky on that right side, but I think he circles edge for his birdie look.
And I like how unfazed the spectators were, even as the disc screamed by them. Decent approach. And I believe this is Elias in the woods.
Yeah, looking to save his par. Great bid. Just a little short there.
And Oakley kind of scuffling at this point. The only bogey on the card. And going to be faced with a long comebacker here on 8.
There it is. Nice little distance for Dennis to build his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Probably circles edge, maybe 9 meters. Stacking up some birdies. And Eric, still coming back for par there. Probably wanted that birdie look to be a bit more on the money, but no harm done there.
Yeah, after missing the tee shot, taking a par should feel okay. Henrik going to have to settle for bogey, however. And Elias with a short cleanup will take a bogey as well.
Hole 9, 97-meter par 3. Little downhill here. still a lot of these rocks in play here, so the ground play isn't going to be all that in play really. Left forehand from Dennis.
We saw some players struggle to make good headway, and others have easy work parking the shot. I think this soft mid-range to just fade in is the way to go.
Yeah, it looks like the entry to the basket is the most open very late, so a really straight flight with that late fade is probably optimal. Elias airing that a little long, put that one in the air. Unfortunately finding OB long.
And Henrik playing a little bit more of a dedicated hyzer, going to swing across the front of the basket and out to circle's edge left for a putt.
Yeah, found his way through those trees, but yeah, as you can see, kind of a wall of trees late as well. So really kind of have to go backdoor on this basket, kind of a stall to fade shot to the end.
Wow, look at him walk it down. He knew.
That was confident stroke there. Picking
Great
up his
par save. So Elias will finish at 2 down for the front 9. We're halfway home, and he is 9 under par for the event. Oakley able to convert for his 2.
Henrik had a decent look at birdie there as well. Leaked a little early, but definitely was looking at the basket, circle's edge. Hasn't quite found his putting stroke, sitting at even par, but just one bogey. And Dennis cleans up the 3. 3 down on the front 9, decent. Still in the leader on the card.
Well, once again, a lot of action. We're going to join you on the back and see a little bit more open shots. We'll see what that wind is up to. Thank you again to all of the partners of the Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour. We would be able to bring you excellent coverage from international venues on Gatekeeper Media without their support of the whole tour. Max, what do you think we're going to see in the back?
I mean, like you said, a little more open, a little more distance, I think. A couple of long par 3s, so I think Elias will stretch his arm there, and we'll hope to see it play nice for the lefty Dennis as well. So, yeah, looking forward to some good disc golf in the back 9.
Absolutely. For Max Regitnig, I'm Andrew Fish, and we'll see you on the back 9.